morning, traders. I am Stephen Davis, Senior Market Strategist, RJO Futures. Friday morning, we're here to talk to you about the grain markets. Okay, we got a supply and demand report and a stocks report here at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So we'll see what that brings to the table. Just want to say here, it's the last Friday in September. It's the time of year now where we wrap up harvest and prices try to move higher. We'll start with the corn market here today. You can see our first chart of corn. I think they caught the funds here a little bit short in corn. You're seeing a short covering rally up. Exports in corn yesterday, just excellent. So we need to keep this continuing. And here's a tidbit of my daily reading this week at Rabobank, the big commodity lending bank here in our country and around the world. Some of my clients, we do business with Rabobank, and they're saying that Mato Grosso, the gigantic soy producing area in Brazil, is going to grow more corn than soybean acres in 2022. Now, granted, that's 4 or 5 years from now, but I find that really, really interesting. Right here, right now, soybean is what everybody wants to talk about. It's in every coffee shop in the rural areas. It's in our dental offices. It's everything that everybody wants to talk about. And here's Rabobank telling us that corn acres is going to pass soy acres in 4 or 5 years. So very interesting to follow along here. So our next chart is soybeans, and you can see, again, we're down in support here. I really expect this chart up around the $9, $9.20 level here in the weeks ahead, and then I believe it's a selling opportunity. Exports were okay in soybeans yesterday. Excellent in soybean meal, so that's the key here, and we need these exports to continue. Wednesday, we had Mexico bought 560,000 tons of soybeans from us. The biggest soybean announcement in 1 year time. So we need to see this continuing. We need to see these export announcements on a daily basis. And it's the time of year for this to happen. Okay, China and soybeans, everybody, front page, these trade wars and this African swine fever, ASF, you've heard about this. You're going to hear more about this. And this is going to has the potential to really disrupt the food chain, the pork chain of the world today. And China's response to this ASF is everything is under control. Okay, it's almost comical. Yeah, right is my reply to this. Just like China says they don't need U.S. soybeans. Well, they don't need them today, but stay tuned. October, November, December, right ahead here, and this is the time frame where China buys U.S. soybeans. So we'll keep talking about that. Okay, China, they're looking for other places to source their soybean. Canada's going to have gigantic soy acres next year. Brazil, Argentina, certainly the big candidates for this. And you're going to see now Canada, Brazil, Argentina buy U.S. soybeans from us as they, as China depletes the storage of these other countries that grow soy. So real interesting, this food chain. We've spent 20, 30 years developing this food chain here and the disruption between China and USA in the trade wars. The wheat market here, lastly, exports in wheat, really, really good yesterday. We need that to continue. And you know, keep in mind that 20, 30, 40 years ago, the Kansas wheat farmers used to grow wheat to sell to Russia. Now Russia is the biggest country selling wheat in the world today. So we'll get a report here at 11 o'clock. We'll kind of see it's the time of year. These reports come out. It's not so much what the numbers are, but how the market responds. I'd look for a higher close here in the grains here going into the weekend. Everybody have an excellent weekend.